everybody. Welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, June 18th. And of course, we don't have any meetings for you today, but we do have an exciting show. We have Dr. Michael Shavinsky here, who is here on behalf of the Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center. He's brand new to Orange County, and so he's very happy to be here and tell you all about what he does for the hospital. Then we have Sharby Higuchi and Rick Graves. And it's that time of year again for the Festival of the Arts and Pageant of the Masters. So they're going to tell us all about it with a special giveaway at the end. All right, let's take a look at our local weather. Well, it's going to be nice. And of course, we have our overcast in the morning as we have been all week. So we are going to burn that off to about 71.58, 73.59, and then Monday, a little warmer, 82.63. If you are traveling, take a look at these numbers. We are looking at local beaches 68.60, San Diego 70.58, Santa Barbara 72.58, and then Palm Springs 96.68, Tahoe 58.35, Big Bear 65.38, Mammoth 60.30, and Las Vegas is going to be windy on Saturday, today 94.68. Okay, our sunrise this morning was at 5:41, and our sunset will be at 8:04. And Cole, what a great shot. Love this with a house right on the corner by the beach. If you have a beach photo or a summertime photo that you would like to send to us, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. When we come back, we will have Dr. Michael Shavinsky, so stick around. Welcome back. Well, today I have Dr. Michael Shavinsky, who is here on behalf of Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center. Welcome, Dr. Shavinsky. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad you could join us today, and I know this is your first time with us, so I'm really happy to meet you. We see lots of different doctors from all different areas from Saddleback Memorial Care, as you know, because it's just a giant hospital and giant services over there. So before we get into your specifics, you're a urologic surgeon. Let's find out a little bit about you. How long have you been here?
So I've only been here since August of last year. I moved down here after finishing fellowship up at USC in downtown LA.
Okay.
But I love it down here. You know, I have 2 dogs, and I live in the community. I live in Laguna Hills.
Okay.
And so I work here, and I really like it down here.
You were on the East Coast for your entire life?
So yeah, I grew up in New Jersey. I went to college out there. I went to medical school out there, and then after medical school, I moved to St. Louis, Missouri for residency at Washington University in St. Louis.
Okay.
And then came out to LA to do a robotic surgery fellowship.
Oh, okay. So when and we'll get into robotics later because that's part of the treatments that you have. So why did you become this kind of surgeon?
So I think I always knew I wanted to become a doctor, become a surgeon. My father's a surgical oncologist.
Okay.
So I grew up going on rounds with him in the hospital on the weekends, and my uncles are surgeons. My whole family actually ended up all in medicine.
Okay.
I'm the oldest of 4, and I have 3 younger siblings. 2 are doctors and 1 became a physician assistant. So I think medicine is something that just came natural to me.
Okay.
My mother's a nurse, you know, so everybody kind of gravitated towards the medical field.
Yeah.
And then when I was in medical school, I got exposed to urologic surgery. I actually decided to do a year of research primarily focused on kidney cancer at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City during the middle of my during the middle of my medical school. And I just really enjoyed the field. I liked the opportunity to work very closely with patients, to really kind of see them throughout their life and really continue their care, to get to do smaller procedures in the office, and then also get to do, you know, bigger procedures and really, you know, have a big impact on people and really help people, which I think is really, you know, very humbling.
Well, some of the treatments for prostate cancer in particular have really advanced.
Yeah.
and you had mentioned robotics, and I know that that's part of some of the treatment options that you can do. Tell me a little bit about what exactly a urologic surgeon is. Are you primarily handling prostate cancer patients?
So actually, urology is a pretty big specialty. We cover a broad range of diseases, from kidney stones to urinary tract infections to enlargement of the prostate, whether it's benign enlargement of the prostate or prostate cancer, erectile dysfunction, kidney masses, bladder cancers, testicular cancer. So it actually is a pretty broad range of different things that we see on a regular basis.
Oh, okay. So it's not just prostate cancer. Let's talk a little bit about some of the screenings, which is primarily for prostate cancer, because some of the other ones, I mean, you can't test for kidney stones.
Yeah. I mean, so if we see blood in somebody's urine, that can alert us to potentially a kidney stone or a bladder mass or something like that. So usually a patient's primary doctor would test their urine and see, and if they see blood in the urine, or if somebody sees blood in their urine, then they come to see us in our office, and we kind of work up and see what could be the cause of the blood in the urine. But primarily, screening is focused on prostate cancer.
Right, okay.
And so for men who are over 55 up till about 70, they recommend yearly PSA screening. We do rectal exams. And for men over 70, if they still have a greater than 10-year life expectancy, if they're otherwise healthy, then we'll continue on screening. For men who have strong family histories of prostate cancer, African-American men, people that are just higher risk for prostate cancer, will even do screening sometimes under the age of 55. But primarily, 55 to 70 is where the most of the people that are diagnosed with prostate cancer fall in.
Okay. And then let's talk about some of the surgical options. Now, you have some lesser invasive options. What are those? So
primarily, the surgical treatment for prostate cancer is a prostatectomy, meaning removal of the entire prostate. So initially, they used to do this all open, and now most of them are done actually robotically or minimally invasively, where we make a number of small incisions in somebody's belly, and then one larger incision where the prostate comes out through. And we're able to do this in a way where people have less blood loss, less pain. They're able to go home the next day, and we're able to do more nerve sparing, where we can help to preserve erectile function. They have quicker return of continence, things like that, which really can be a big change in the way that people their lifestyle after the surgery, and they can go back to a normal life.
Yeah, that's great. Good news. And then what about some other options? There are is it called Da Vinci robot, and that assists you in this particular type of performance?
Yeah, so this assists me when I'm doing prostate surgery. So it basically allows us to have wrists on our instruments so that we can do much finer movements, things that we in the past only were able to do open. Now we can do through a number of small incisions, and we're sitting at a console basically doing the surgery. And this helps me with prostate cancer surgery. It helps me with kidney cancer surgery. I can do, I can remove just part of somebody's kidney with a mass, as opposed to having to take out the whole kidney, so that you can leave a lot of kidney tissue behind. And so people that have kidney disease, things like that, they can preserve a good portion of their kidney, even if we have to take out a part for a kidney mass that we think is a kidney cancer.
Okay. Now you mentioned for prostate using robotics, it's like a better recovery. Is that also for the other cancers as well?
Yeah. So a lot of urologic surgery has a transition to a more minimally invasive approach, which has smaller incisions, less pain, less bleeding, quicker return. We have very good visualization, and for prostate cancer in specific, we're able to do a very good nerve sparing. And for a lot of guys, who had a lot of erection issues after surgery in the past, now we're able to do better nerve sparing and really preserve erectile function and preserve continence, which is huge for their quality of life.
Exactly. All right, some other interesting technology. Blue light technology, how is this being used for bladder cancer?
So this is something that Saddleback Hospital recently acquired, and for bladder cancer, sometimes it can be very hard to see small bladder tumors when we're looking in the bladder through cystoscopy, which is a camera through the urethra tube. And blue light really helps us. What happens is the patient comes into surgery. In the preoperative area, a catheter is put in, and Cysview, which is an agent, gets instilled into their bladder about an hour before the surgery. And then when we look in with a special light, a blue light, we're able to actually see small bladder tumors that we can't see with the naked eye.
Oh, wow.
And so that helps to prevent these tumors from becoming bigger, and helps to decrease the recurrence of bladder tumors, because things that we wouldn't have been able to see before, now we can see, we can take care of before it becomes something bigger that we would have been able to see with the naked eye. But this means that we can really take care of much smaller bladder tumors, and people that have multifocal tumors, meaning tumors in multiple parts of the bladder, we can really kind of see them and manage them, and then help to prevent them from coming back and progressing.
That's another amazing, it's like I was saying, technology really is progressing so fast for so many different areas. And then lastly, let's talk about, we always talk about, what people can do to prevent certain types of things. And of course, you talked a little bit about testing, getting the testing. What are some of the things people could do?
So smoking is a big thing. So a lot of urologic cancers are related to smoking, or worsen with smoking, specifically bladder cancer, kidney cancers. So if you can cut back on smoking, or quit smoking, that would really help to prevent it from happening, or prevent it from progressing. If you already are diagnosed with cancer, to try and quit smoking can really help. And then really screening is very important. So, PSA screening, getting rectal exam, like a rectal exam to feel your prostate, getting, if you see blood in your urine, seeing your urologist or your primary doctor, having, urine tests to check and see if there's microscopic blood in the urine. All of those things can really help to diagnose early.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And welcome to Orange County.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. If you want more information about anything we have discussed related to these types of cancers, you can go to memorialcare.org/SB Cancer. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Sharbi Higuchi and Rick Graves, who are here on behalf of the Festival of the Arts Pageant of the Masters. Well, welcome both of you. How are you?
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Glad to meet you, and glad to see you again. All good.
Great to see you.
It's been a little while. We're happy to have you back, and we're happy that the pageant and the festival are gonna, gung-ho and ready to go here shortly. But before we get into all of the details about it, let's just learn a little bit about yourself. I'm gonna start with you because you're a resident here.
Yeah, I live in Laguna Woods. Moved in just before the pandemic started. And started to enjoy all the facilities and the labs and the tennis courts, and kind of, got shut down for a little while, but it's back in perfect shape and loving it,
Right. Now, you also are an instructor for photography through our Emeritus program.
Yeah. I began teaching at the Saddleback Emeritus Institute just last semester, and it's just a great experience teaching the fundamentals of beginning photography and intermediate photography at Clubhouse 4 and online. Yeah.
I love that. And we request folks send in photographs because we do that as part of our morning show. And some people have some amazing, amazing shots. And I'm wondering if they're your students. But and at some point I probably will.
Some of them are. Some of them are my students. And they're great photographers. Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah. Great. And how about you, Sharby?
Well, I am the marketing PR director of the Festival and Pageant. I've been there for many years, and I just love what I do. It's great to be able to promote the arts and our artists and something called the Pageant of the Masters, and work for the organization that's so great work for the community, giving out scholarships and grants and everything. So not originally from California, originally from West Virginia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and made my way out here to California. And one of my very first dates, believe it or not, was at the Pageant of the Masters. Oh. And I am now married to that man, and for 32 years, believe it or not.
Oh, congratulations. So, that is awesome. That is great. And I know you feel both of you feel very passionate about the Festival of the Arts, obviously.
Absolutely.
And, as well as the pageant. So we'll kind of get into that. So, Sharby, let's start with you, and let's do a quick rundown of kind of the history of the way it all worked.
Well, this year we're here celebrating a huge milestone for the Festival of Art. It is our 90th anniversary, and it started back in 1932, and what else was going on at that time was the Olympics. So the artists of Laguna Beach and the community got together. They were trying to figure out, hey, how can we bring those people down to Laguna and hopefully buy some of our art? Right. So John Henchman came up with this idea of a festival of the city, festival of the arts, in fact. It was called a fiesta, and it was a celebration of the arts throughout the entire community of Laguna Beach. And that's how it actually all started. It was successful, so they decided to do it the next year, but the artists were very smart. They came up with an interesting idea. They dressed up like famous works of art. They paraded around the city of Laguna Beach and had people follow them into where the art show was located at that time. They had a little teeny tiny set they would pose very briefly. It was called Spirit of the Masters, and that was the humble beginnings of the Pageant of the Masters. So a lot of people don't realize the pageant was really a publicity stunt to the art show.
That is a great thing. And then, of course, now they're both together, and you've got, you know, you have a big, huge area now because you redid some of it, and now there's lots of room for lots of different artists in which you'll be displaying your work. Yeah. And then on the other side, of course, you have the theater.
Yes.
Which is, how many people does it actually fit?
The theater seats every night about 2,600 people. Okay. And yes, and honestly, when you buy your pageant ticket, as you were saying, you're getting 2 shows really for the price of one, because you get to come back and see the art show and visit wonderful artists like Rick, and we have arts. We have an arts center and art activities and entertainment and food, drinks, of course, wine.
Yeah, you have I mean, and you can be there for hours. So, but it's hard because you know you have your time to visit with the artist, but then you immediately have to go because you have to go in right when it's time.
Yes, the pageant starts is every evening at 8:30 p.m. And reason why that has to be dark. So that's how the magic happens, because the secret of the pageant is in the lighting. Right. However, like I said, if you don't have enough time, and you want to come back to the Festival Arts and you have that pageant ticket, it's a season pass to the art show. So come back the next day or all summer, anytime. Enjoy the artists and come enjoy the music. Do some more art activities in our art center.
And there is different entertainment, I think, each day, right?
Every single night we have entertainment this year, as well as in the afternoons on Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh, perfect.
And we have some special events planned. And because it is our 90th anniversary, we're having a big birthday bash on August 13th, which is the date that the festival actually started back in 1932.
Oh, I love that. All right, awesome. Okay, good. So now, Rick, let's get to know you a little bit about what you specialize in and what you'll be displaying at the Festival of Arts.
So for 13 years now, I've been displaying exclusively my long format imagery, which is photography that I actually shoot with a camera that I modified. I started with a Hasselblad camera, 2 1/4 film camera, and then rebuilt the entire camera inside to transport a whole roll of film 66 inches long as one picture over time. So it's a type of photography, film-based, that is very unusual. And so what I end up with is an entire roll of film of a single frame. So all of these pictures A normal camera would shoot 24 pictures on that roll.
Okay.
My camera's modified to transport the film during the exposure, and I use math to figure out how fast to make the film move so that the subject and the film are in sync, moving through the camera, and I end up with one picture on a whole roll of film.
So tell me something, because when you look at them, of course, they're very long,
Yeah.
and we couldn't fit it all on our screen, but it reminds me of a panorama picture that we can take. What's the difference?
Yeah, big difference. So people look at the long format and think that it's seeing a wide angle view, but in fact, you're only seeing a couple inches of the scene, the same place over time. So with the wave, imagine it's like you're looking through, say, leveler blinds, the vertical blinds.
Okay.
And so you're seeing just a very narrow slice, vertical slice of the scene, but you're seeing it over time. So with that beach shot, you're actually seeing the same 6 inches of the scene over time. As the waves roll into the beach, you're seeing time passage, maybe 30, 40, a minute long of
His work
time.
is just really, truly amazing.
Well, I looked online, and of course, if you want information, of course, you can always go look him up to see all of the different works of art. And you've got quite a history from so many different arenas.
Yeah, different subjects, bicycles, waves, people, landscapes. We've focused this year, my wife and I, Heather, we have done 2 trips to Utah to film the wild Mustangs, film and photograph. So I shoot high-speed, slow-motion video. A lot of my work is video these days, my professional work. And then my art, then we also do one of my long-format images. And that's very difficult because I have to know the distance from me to the horses, and I have to know the speed the horses are moving. And the horses just graze in the fields. And then the goal is to try and photograph them as they're moving to the watering hole. And so I find the water hole, find the horses, and then anticipate the path they're going to walk to the water hole.
Wow.
And so it's a very difficult technique.
I imagine.
And now we've just gotten back from Africa, where we were trying to photograph elephants and zebras and trying to predict, anticipate the movement of wild animals is tricky. But
I'm sure.
Getting one shot is all that I need. So that's what my wall is going to be about this year.
And that's going to be at the festival?
Yeah.
Oh, so exciting. Oh, that sounds great.
And Rick is one of 120 artists that are going to be there. So as you can see, Rick is very fascinating, as are all of our artists. So there's all type of mediums that you can choose from and talk to people. I really encourage people to go on our art tours that we have every evening and on the weekends and talk to the artists. They're, as you can see, so interesting.
Oh, absolutely. And like you mentioned, there are so many different kinds of artists too. And it's not just photography or art. There's sculptures, jewelry. I mean, it just runs the gamut. There's a lot of great stuff. Okay, good. Let's give some details about some of the artwork that we are going to be showing at the Pageant of the Masters. It's called, what's it called again?
So Wonderful World.
Wonderful World.
This year's pageant is themed Wonderful World, and I like to say it's basically almost a love letter to travel. We're all back out and traveling after COVID, and so I think the director is honoring cultures and around the world, and we're telling this story through the magic of living art or living pictures.
Right.
And so you will see pictures or artwork from all over the world that we're recreating.
Okay.
There's a beautiful work right now on the screen by Chikanoba, and which is really a beautiful Japanese screen print, that wood block actually, that we will be recreating, and that just runs the gamut of what you're going to see. So it's a great show. Our traditional finale is Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper.
Right.
I always like to throw that in because, you will see it in this year's show. There's only been a couple years that it has not been our show, and when it is not, we do get some letters from everybody.
Yeah, they always expect that.
They always expect that one.
Now, behind the scenes is always an amazing thing. We've been back there before, but I think even prior to going, behind the scenes when you have media day and things like that, is all of the work that comes beforehand. And you've got artists who are at work for months. Creating
and
those
months and
backgrounds.
months. Yeah, actually, we began working on the next year's show before this year's show will be over.
Oh,
so our first casting call is January, and we start building and painting sets also in January. And the artisans behind the scenes are just creative and talented people.
Right.
And all the sets, the costumes, the makeup, everything is actually made on site at the pageant of the Masters. People don't realize that. So it does take a full year to actually, from start to finish, from coming up to the theme, picking the artwork, casting it, and creating the work.
Oh yeah, a lot of work goes into that.
Yeah.
All right, let's tell people again when they can go and how they can get some tickets, which is great. And you have 2 different dates now. July 5th is when the Festival of the Arts starts.
Right. The art show opens first, and that will be on July 5th. And then it follows by the pageant on July 7th, and both run through September 2nd.
Perfect. And they're both located at the Irvine Bowl down in Laguna Beach.
Yeah, down at Laguna Beach at the Irvine Bowl. It's kind of confusing because it sounds like it's in Irvine, but it's really in Laguna Beach. And the address is 650 Laguna Beach Canyon Road. So that's Laguna Canyon Road. That's the best way to be able to find it. It's really simple.
Excellent. And then, of course, we have an exciting thing for our viewers is we are going to give away 2 free tickets to the Pageant of the Masters, and with that, you will also be able to go to the Festival of the Arts. You need to be the first person to answer this question that we are going to ask you. So you have a tidbit. We're going to give a tip. Let me ask the question first.
Okay.
Who is the announcer's voice that has been a part of the Pageant of the Masters for 25 years? And Sharby's going to give you a hint.
Here's a hint. He has been known to say they're great. So he was also the voice of Tony the Tiger. And here's the hint. Check out our website. Go to foapom.org or .com, and you will be able to find the answers there someplace. So
she made it too easy for everybody. Oh my gosh, I was going to make you look it up, but she made it too easy. Well, thank you both. I appreciate you both coming in, and good luck to the pageant. Good luck to you.
Thank you,
Lisa. So much.
Thank you. If you want more information about the Pageant of the Masters, of course, you can call the phone number that is on our screen, or you could go to their website and get tickets at pageanttickets.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Our movie for today is called India Sweet and Spices. And you can catch that today at 2 and 6 p.m., both with closed captioning. And that is brought to you by Advanced Ear Care. And then on Monday, the movie that we're going to see is called The Sea of Trees. And that stars Matthew McConaughey and Naomi Watts. Looks like an adventure. And you can catch that also at 2 and 6 p.m. on Monday. All right, let's take a look at our weather and our travel weather for the rest of the weekend. We are looking at morning fog for the remainder of the weekend, of course, but we are going to give way to nice temperatures: 71.58, 73.59, 82.63. If you are traveling here in the state, or if you're heading over to Vegas, you can certainly take a look at these numbers here. Have a great rest of your weekend. We will catch you here on Monday, and Paula Ortiz is going to be the host for you that day, and we're going to have an update from our board, from our United Board, Anthony Liberatore. All right, we will see you again next week right here at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.